Hi guys, it's Jeff at Slavens Racing. This video is about my new Stark Varg build. It's basically complete now. Might be a few little refinements I make in the future. I usually do, but it's basically done. And I got to tell you, I absolutely love this bike. It's my go-to bike now. It's the one that my poor 300 has not been ridden in a few weeks since I got this bike. I've only got, I don't know, 250 miles on it right now, so got a ways to go. But anyhow, I'll just go over some of the features I've done, and then you need to look at our pros and cons video on what I like and don't like about this bike and why I've made some of the changes. All right, so first of all, I changed the suspension out. I think most of our viewers know that I'm not a big fan of stock suspension on any bike, and the stock suspension on this bike was unusually bad. I mean, extremely bad. And I'll go into that more on the other video that I just mentioned. But so on the front end, we put on the complete Raven forks with the Slavens mule valving. That's available exclusively through Slavens Racing. It's done by MX Tech, but it's all set up to our specs, and you can only purchase it through us. So I put on the Raven forks, and then I put on the matching shock, the National shock in the back, the Slavens Mule Natty. Also on front here, I put on Rox triple clamps. These are a fantastic product. A lot of the factory teams use them. Tomac definitely uses them. If you look at the starting line picks on National Motocross or Supercross, you'll see that this is the go-to clamp. Excellent product. I mainly changed them because I wanted a different bar position, and the stock triple clamps don't give you much for options there. You can raise the bars and stuff, but not much beyond that. And I've got monkey arms, and I'm a tall guy, so I needed my bars moved farther forward so that I'm more comfortable on the bike. Because all stock bikes, I'm uncomfortable. I'm just too tall, and I've got long arms, and so I always feel cramped up on a stock bike. So a lot of what I've done to this bike is to make it more comfortable for me. I'm about 6'3". So any of you guys out there that are over 6 foot, probably you need to consider some of these changes. All right, so with the Rox triple clamps, they come with 6 different positions for the bars, and I've got them in the number, I believe I got them in number 6 right now, farthest forward position. So that makes me more comfortable there. The forks, the compliance that you get out of these mule forks is incredible, so that made me more comfortable. I changed the fork guards here, and I did that because the stock ones do not have enough coverage, and that's an expensive fork, and I wanted to make sure the tubes were covered well, because a lot of rocks kick up from the wheel and they actually hit the back side of the fork tube. And that causes more damage than crashing and that type of stuff usually. So I've gone with these Polysport wraparound fork guards. Since I'm tall, I needed a taller seat to open up my knees a little bit. I rode the bike stock like I always do. I rode it stock for about the first 75 miles. And just to get a feel of the bike, and I was very cramped on it like I already mentioned. So went with the taller seat, got the bars farther forward, the bars up 10 millimeters. I just put in spacers there that raised the bars 10. And then Carapac foot pegs. These move the foot peg back. I mean, we've got different options. You can get them in the stock position, or you can get them down 5 or 10 millimeters. You can get them back 5 or 10 millimeters. These are back 10. We've got them on our website. And so all those things combined made me a lot more comfortable on the bike. Other parts of setup on the bike, the gearing is stock. I've seen no reason to change the gearing. This thing will climb like a mountain goat, so there's no need to do a gearing change. I am going to upgrade the skid plate to a molecule made here in the USA. I've got a test model here, a prototype that they sent me that I haven't installed yet, obviously. All right, in the front, I've got the ProLock 360 with the stock tire, which was, I ordered it with Metzeler's. That tire actually works very well on this bike. I don't know if it would work well on other bikes. This bike turns extremely well. A lot of it, I believe, is because it's so damn heavy in the front. but it turns extremely well. So it's got the ProLock 360 in the front there with the Metzeler that came on the back. I've got Dunlop AT81 EX, the gummy model. And I expect, because this bike has so much torque, I thought it would just be shredding that tire. I thought it'd be eating tires right and left. Turns out that's not the case. It's actually been easier on tires than my 300. Other little things I've done for setup are a different chain guide. That's mainly, it's a molecule chain guide. Install that mainly for reliability. The stock ones are prone to failure. There's a lot of posts out there about that. I'm going to put a different kickstand bracket on it because this one's already failed and I've had to have it welded. And then just the usual guards. So, you know, you need to put some type of guard on these cases. This is Enduro Hog. We've got these in stock at Slavens Racing. These are a very excellent price point and they get the job done. I put these on here to protect the graphics. This is a product that we're probably going to bring in, made by Pro Carbon out of Europe. And that's just to keep your boot from eating up the graphics. I don't have a front disc guard. I never run those, but I do have a bulletproof rear disc guard on it down here. And I've put a little smattering of titanium on it. Got some titanium bolts. Those are available at Slavens Racing as well. And then the molecule handguards. I love these flag style molecule handguards. Oh, I forgot to talk about the rear tire setup. It's got a ProLock 360 plus a 5150 half moose from New Tech. That combination allows me to run a really low pressure without worrying about banging on the rim or anything like that, and give me excellent traction. I set it up at about 4 psi. With that setup, the 360 and the 5150, you can actually run it with no air. So if you get a puncture, the thing is still very rideable. A lot of guys wouldn't even know that it was flat. So, because that 5150 actually stabilizes the tire a lot more. I think that's about it, guys. This is kind of it costs less to build one of these. The bike is very expensive, but the building part is maybe less expensive because there's less guards and things that it needs. The power is absolutely amazing, and I only run it in the 25 horsepower mode. 25 horsepower, I usually run it at about 40% regen. Regen is a feature that these bikes have to where when the throttle is closed, like when you're going downhill, or actually anytime you shut the throttle off, even going into a turn, it gives you a little bit of regeneration of the battery. It kind of recharges the battery. And everybody wants to know the mileage on these bikes. Well, that varies a lot according to what you're riding on and what level of rider you are. You know, if you're got this thing pinned all day, well, then it's going to eat the battery a lot faster than a guy that's out checking out the daisies. And I typically get in the 40 to 45 mile range and get back home with anywhere from 5 to 12% battery. So, and that's on just on a fast trail ride, not a race. But it is also up here in elevation where we're constantly climbing, and climbing eats more battery than going downhill, obviously. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. It's an excellent bike, but stay tuned for our upcoming video on what I like and dislike about this bike, and I'll go into more detail then.